Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to walk through the process of getting GitHub Desktop installed on your machine and using it to manage repositories on GitHub. So this is a desktop application, like I said, that manages access to GitHub. And what you want to do is go to github.com or desktop.github.com and download the application. I've already downloaded it here. And what you want to do is extract the zip, and on Mac OS, drop it into your applications folder, and then it will come up. Okay, and so I'll open it up here. And what you should see at first is something like this, where it's asking you to sign into GitHub. So click the blue button, and it'll ask for your credentials. Click sign in, and then it asks to authorize this app with your account, and so click authorize desktop, and then go back to GitHub Desktop, and this should fill in the information you have on your account. Click finish. Okay, and so here's where you start. You have kind of this dashboard to manage your repositories that exist on GitHub, or you can create new ones. So what we're going to do is just create a new one by going to File, New Repository, and you can choose where you want to save it on your machine right here. So we're going to choose to save ours on the desktop, and I'm going to give my repository name. We'll call it test repo, and I'll initialize it with a README and click Create Repository. Okay, and so I can go here to history and see that an initial commit, just kind of click through those, initial commit has been made to this repository with a README and a Git attributes file. So what we're going to do here is we're going to publish our repository. And what this will do, click keep this code private, uncheck that. What this is going to do is make our repository live on GitHub. So click publish, and it should complete here. And then if we go over to GitHub, we can reload our page and see under repositories that we now have a repo for this project right here. So this is a really nice interface for managing files locally that then get transferred to GitHub. So the next thing you want to do is edit some files in here in this project. So we're gonna, I have VS Code installed. We're gonna open this project in VS Code by clicking that. And then we get our window here, and I can see my README file. And so if I edit my README, I'll just add some text to it and save it. I can see this file has been modified. That's what the M stands for. And then we'll go back to the desktop, GitHub Desktop, and we'll immediately see the changes that have been made. So if I were to add another file here, let's do that. In our text editor, say new file, hello world.txt, for example. This is a text file. Say I want to add that to my project as well. I go back to GitHub Desktop, and it shows up here. And so this checkbox right here is going to tell GitHub Desktop which files I want to commit to my repo. So if I didn't want to commit this text file yet, I could just uncheck it and only commit the changes to the README file. So let's do that at first, and then we'll commit the changes to the text file. So right here, I want to enter some information. I can say updated my README. File, and this will be the message that shows up on the commit. And so once I click commit to main, it will commit the changes to my repo, but it has not yet been pushed to GitHub. So if I go over here and I click this push to origin button on the top, it now committed and pushed the changes. So if I reload my page here, I should see the update to the README, which is right here. And you can see this on GitHub by going to the repo and looking for the commits link. And you'll see the initial commit and then the updated message right here. And so this is just a really nice way to work because you don't have to use the terminal and you can focus on just using this visual interface, which is nice. So let's commit this file now, this hello world.txt file. So click that, and if you leave this message right here, it sort of fills in a default message for you. Sometimes it's fine to leave that. In this case, I'll actually type in, created hello world.txt, and I'll say commit. So, okay, so it hasn't yet been pushed, but it's been committed, and you can see that right here. So it says no local changes, but that's because we haven't added anything else now. But we have one commit, local commit, that needs to be pushed. So that just needs to get to the repo by clicking push origin. So click that, and it says, okay, all good. Go back here, reload, and so now we see our hello world.txt file there, and we see we now have 3 commits. And if I click on that, you can see the message that I typed in here. If you go to any of the commits and click on this little number right here, it shows the details of it. So you can see what has changed. And this looks pretty much the same as what you would expect here. So if I go to history, I can see the commits this way too. It's the same thing. And this is showing which file has changed and what changed within that file. So let's say I want to now change the text in my README file. Well, I'll go back to my terminal, or sorry, my text editor, and go to my README. And let's say I typed the wrong stuff in here, so I'll type something else. So I'll just type, actually I want to put this text here. Save it. Okay. And then we'll go back to here and we can see our changes. And what we see is a subtraction of that line right there and the addition of this next line, but it's just replacing line number 3, which is right here. So I can go ahead and click commit to main, and it used a default kind of message with the commit, and I'll push to origin, and that's complete. And so now if I go here, go back to my repo and look at it, I should see actually I want to put this text here, and I can go to commits. Now there's 4, and I can see I updated the README again, and I click on the commit details, and it shows the text that has changed. So that's awesome. So that's how you create a repository, work locally to make changes to it, and then push those changes to the repository online. And now this repo is something you can share easily via GitHub link right here in the URL. So if you're collaborating with somebody and you want to work together, you want to send them your code, you can send this link easily in a message. So let me know if you have questions on using this